trio power ranking list.
What is Moneymaker doing?
Falling down the mountain each week based on performance, the eye test, and just how good I think the trio actually is. Like always though, let's start off with the teams that are not going to be
Dude, I'm crying. Oh my goodness, bro. What is this image? Not clapping today. Savage, Molly, Quezy, and Clanks.
And we have some brand new faces on here, as well as some brand new trios. Let's start off with the team of Clicks, Rise, and Muzz. Now, starting off with all of these four teams right here, I think they definitely do have a strong argument to why they will eventually be on the mountain. But starting off with Clicks' trio, we just literally have not
seen Crazy. Keep going, bro. God bless.
Trio like with Muzz play a single set lobby finals tournament yet. And Muzz literally just got back in NA like a day ago as a
Bro, that is the smallest, dude. There's no room, bro. Oh my goodness, it's like 2 feet of room.
I'm recording this video. You can't put a team that has not played any tournaments together yet inside your top 10. Moving on to Quezy now, he has just gotten a brand new trio of Swizzy and Murstache. So yes, the Swizzy, Murstache, and Vania trio finally split up after just underperforming honestly for the longest time now. I think a lot of us really could have predicted that, and Quezy decided to make a business decision and pick up 2 players.
Business decision is a really funny way to word it.
The best players in all of Europe the last couple of years, and I am very excited to see how this team actually performs when trio tournaments start. I think this has the potential to be a top 5 team in the world by the end of the season, but we also could see this team split up as all 3 of these players have kind of been a little bit underwhelming recently. Now next up is Malibuca's trio. Now Malibuca's trio of Pingwax and Mali have been very like on and off, I want to say. If they are making finals, they're placing like top 10, nothing really crazy in like the top 3s or anything.
Yeah, fair enough, because Malibuca and Ping are like really high pro players.
It's been like swapping in and
top 10 doesn't look that great.
You just kind of want to see a little bit more consistency from Malibuca, and then I think I really will be ready to put them inside of that top 3 spot. And then the final trio here is a team that is only really here because of what they did in the Performance Eval Cup of Mongraal, Mr. Savage, and Panzer. Now, these guys really struggled with Twy, and I think a lot of us know that, but they look super good in the only Performance Eval Cup they played in. If I just had to make an assumption right now, I really don't have like too much faith that this trio will get into the top 10 trios in the world, like maybe even at all this season. Able to qualify for grands, I think a lot of their fan base would be happy. I just really want to see these guys all grinding together and slowly.
I don't even think it's happy at this point. I think it's like if we see Mongraal, Mr. Savage come back, I think we're all just gonna be shocked. Like it's not like no diss. Like I'm not trying to diss like Mongraal or Savage, but bro, I'm not gonna lie, they've been looking like poop for the past like 4 seasons. So honestly, them being on this come up would be crazy.
Improving each day, and then maybe one day we will see them inside of that top 10 trio in the world. Getting on to the actual top 10 now. In my 10th spot,
oh my goodness, dude, look at this image.
Is the trio of Threats, Booga, and Reet. Now these guys looked very good last season, getting multiple top 5 in Cash Cup finals. They also did have a very good spot, completely uncontested though for the last couple tournaments. So I don't want to say I'm necessarily like nervous to see how they do with more of like a mid-tier drop spot, but these guys have been playing scrims, they have been grinding together, they have been playing like every single tournament together, and I think they really are locked in for this season. So I think going into it, you have to put them at your 10 spot, but I also wouldn't really like disagree with you if you had another team above them. 9th place, you might be asking who is that, and that is actually the EU underrated trio of Sky, Repscard, and Scroll. Now these guys were able to win one of the very last trio Cash Cup finals of the season on EU. They looked super good in that tournament as well. They were almost able to qualify for the Performance Eval Cup finals, and I think a lot of people really are not giving these guys enough credit, especially because Sky and Scroll were such a good duo going into the end of duos, and now that we officially have trios, it's looking like they are keeping that pace up, and they are continuing to prove why they're just such a good trio, and I think more people need to give them credit. In my 8th place spot is one that is going to be very controversial. Literally every team from 8 to 1 at this point was so hard for me to rank, but right now my 8th place spot, I have to go with Chap, Teeny, and Chicho. Now this is a team that you could definitely make an argument that should be top 5. They've had a lot of good placements, but they've also had some weeks where they just have not been able to qualify, so the consistency just really isn't there for me yet. And if I had to like bet on somebody to be like super consistent, especially in like FNCS, this would not be one of the teams I bet on. Literally their whole playstyle.
Imagine they did it so you could actually bet on that. Don't bet. Gambling's bad.
board plays, and they are just a super
But it would be interesting.
to predict. But if you want to put them higher, I really
Like a football fantasy, but it's like Fortnite rules.
have in my 7th place spot. The last team that is in the bottom tier of the mountain is the trio of Yamzo, Batman, Booga, and Mason. Now,
Okay, I don't think Batman Booga gets no credit. Low key, he's pretty dang good, bro. I've been watching like more of him. I think I've seen Epic Will. Honestly, Batman Booga kind of underrated. I can't lie.
I really have no doubt that this team will probably be a top 5 team once we get into like more of like official FNCS time. They're one of the most consistent teams ever since they formed together. Most of the teams that I have above them is simply just because I have them more of like high upside picks and teams that could really win FNCS. I'm not trying to say that like I just don't think Yamzo, Batman, Booga, and Mason can win FNCS, but I just think they're more of like that like top 3 team and we wouldn't be surprised, or like a top 5 team and we wouldn't be surprised. They just really haven't pulled off any big tournament wins or anything. So I just have to put some other teams above them. Like going into our next tier now, starting off in
Wow. So, oh, I see what he's doing. Okay. Kanata, dude, Kanata's team is really good. I'm a full Kanata Glazer, if y'all don't know. Like, 24/7. Boys goated. Cammy, isn't this the EU team that Epic Games let them get unbanned? Yeah, I don't know if that's who it is, bro. Okay. And I got Rezon. Rezon's pretty cool.
6th place is the trio of Kanata, Acorn, and Agers. Now, before you say anything about Kanata's trio, and like, if you want to say they fell off after they dropped PETERBOT, this trio literally won a Cash Cup with Miro in the very first Cash Cup, while Miro is literally like retired now. And then obviously they won back-to-back with PETERBOT, and then they finished 2nd place in the only trio Cash Cup finals that they played with.
Dang, look at this. Wait, this is actually really good. So, Cold, PETERBOT, Rituals, Agers, Acorn, Kanata, Booga, Threats, Reed. Holy crap. Cooper, Sphinx. That's a stacked. Clicks even got top 10 up there. That's crazy.
Agers. I really don't know how you could have any team that is like under them, above them, simply because of the fact they're just so consistent in finals and they continue to just look absolutely insane no matter who the third person Acorn and Kanata play with is. I think any trio here has an argument to go in any of these spots. This is just how I currently have them ranked. And the team that I have just a little bit above them is the trio of Cammy, Seti, and Hari. Now these guys obviously were literally banned for like a whole
They were the kids. I don't know how they got them banned, bro. It makes no sense.
hour and almost could have been completely off of this list by now. But as you guys know, they did get unbanned. They placed like 2nd, 4th, 8th, top 3 multiple times, multiple top 5s, qualifying for almost every single tournament except for maybe like 1 or 2, I'm pretty sure. But we all know this team is going to be search trading it up in FNCS, and especially
So the reason they got banned was they were teaming with another team and openly doing Surge. And there's a difference between, you know, doing Surge to where, you know, you actually get tags legitimately and you openly stand up very high in your builds, let them get a snipe, and you go back and forth. That's big difference. 100% cheating no matter what you say.
with how high these search thresholds are, I would not be surprised if this is just one of the most consistent teams going into chapter 6 now. This is another trio that has literally been grinding like every single scrim session together, but I do still have one team above them, and this is really like my dark horse. I don't even know if you can call this a dark horse, but like a team that I really do think could overtake Vico, Vino, and Flixie for the
He could have just said underrated.
best trio in EU, and that is the trio of Yanis, Rezon, and Noah Riley. Now, these guys have looked so good in every single finals.
Yeah, they're
they
looking
played.
insane.
They have had some very unfortunate circumstances as well, but they've gotten multiple top 2s. They've been able to qualify for so many finals lobbies, and the pure like talent on this trio is just clearly there. And we do just get to watch like every single one of these teams' tournaments because they do stream everything. But all that aside, I think they definitely are a top 5 team in the world right now, and I have them 4th place going into chapter 6 now. All right, actually, I kind of did just talk myself into wanting to put Kanata, Acorn, and Agers over Seti, Hari, and Cammy. So I am going to flip-flop those 2 trios, and hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me later down the road. All right, now the top 3.
Whoa. This is the most... No way, really? I mean, wait, hold on. Oh, OG4. What's that, lamer, dude? OG4 is so fire. We were just playing it before. Bolts, dude. I'm surprised he didn't put Poyo right there. Because, dude, I'm pretty sure Bolts is with Poyo. They're doing really good. I haven't heard much about Vino's team. And PETERBOT's just he's just PETERBOT.
Teams in the world, I think these have to be the undisputed top 3 teams right now. Starting off with in the 3rd place spot of the trio of Pollo, Bolts, and Rapid. Now these guys are just so consistent, making every single finals, and they are definitely a top 2 team on NA, and I would probably take them over the 2nd best team on EU as well.
Dang.
So that is why they are in my top 3 trio spot. Now the 2 and the 1 spot on this list was so hard for me to decide on, but I ended up going with the trio of PETERBOT, Golden Agers in 2nd, a team that basically has a 100% win rate in all of
Yeah, that's crazy. How it's a 100% win rate. So how did not
the tournaments they have played together so far? And the only reason why I don't have them in my 1 spot is because I just don't really know how you can put a team over somebody that literally won 4 straight Trio Cash Cup finals together, and also who literally changed their drop spot to prove they weren't carried by like a certain weapon.
Okay, so he just answered my question.
We're still able to win. The thing with Vico, Vino, and Flixie is they have also just not qualified a couple of weeks, which is something that we really haven't seen PETERBOT, Cold, or Ritual do. Even when they were playing with their other trios, they were all still qualifying like every single week, besides when Peter was playing with like Booga, obviously. But I think it kind of
What happened with Booga?
it is just a matter of time before we see the trio of PETERBOT finally get back on top of his mountain. But as of right now, I think you just have to put the trio of Vico, Vino, and Flixie above him just because of what they have already accomplished in set lobby finals. Other than that though, remember this is a community driven thing, so let me know your guys' own opinions in the comments.
This is great. I want y'all to also let me know. You can let me know in the chat. You can let me know in the comments, whatever. How was that list? Because that was kind of good. The top 3 being Vino's team being number 1, Bolt's team being number 3, and PETERBOT's being number 2.